Yo, Simone, what's up? What you up to?
I'm taking a test for a psychology class.
Oh, okay.
It's actually called the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. It's really cool. I'm reading kind of my results right now.
Alright.
Have you ever taken this?
I have taken it before. However, I wouldn't mind taking it again just to see if I get a different result.
Oh, okay. There you
Alright,
go.
yeah, thank you. Let's see here. Oh, I almost forgot. Before I do this, though, time for the intro!
Welcome back, heroes. I'm Simone.
And I'm Kevin.
And welcome to The Hero Within.
Yeah.
Where we unearth the secrets of success and the power of human potential. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
So today we're going to talk about the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, or the Myers-Briggs Personality Test, as some people like to call it. Now, a lot of people like to take personality tests online, whether they're Team Vampire or Team Werewolf, or which Game of Thrones characters they are.
Can we do the theme song?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. We cannot wait for that show to happen.
Yeah, we are hyped.
Yes.
But getting back on topic, so the test was actually developed by a mother and daughter.
Oh.
And it was based off the work of Carl Jung, who was the founder of analytical psychology in the 20th century.
Very nice.
Yeah. And so this test isn't scientific by any means, but it is fun to take just for giggles.
Yes. And today we're going to show you how accurate it truly is, because we're going to take the test.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
So, we took the test, and we're going to tell you our results right now. What results did you get, Kevin?
Let's see here. I got the protagonist personality.
Ew.
And actually, I took this before, and before I got the console personality, which is ESFJ, while the protagonist personality is ENFJ, so one difference. But other than that, pretty consistent.
Very nice.
Alright, heroes. First, I'm going to talk about the personality section. So, I highlighted here that it says protagonists are natural born leaders, full of passion and charisma. Now, I kind of disagree on the natural leader part because I'm a dude that sometimes just wants to sit in the background. Sometimes I don't want to lead. But if I'm elevated to the position of leadership, I try to do it the best I can.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but now full of passion and charisma. That's accurate as hell. Yes, I agree to that totally. Also, it says that people are drawn to strong personalities, and that protagonists radiate authenticity, concern, and altruism, unafraid to stand up and speak when they feel something needs to be said. I have been accused of having a big mouth from time to time throughout my life, so I agree with some of that too. And I try to be altruistic, just little things too. For example, like I find, abandoned locks in locker rooms in the gym, I turn into lost and found because I know no one wants to go through the pain in the ass struggle of that. I donate to charity every now and then, so yeah, I do try to be altruistic every now and then for sure. And let's see what else. So another interesting thing is that I highlighted here, protagonists are vulnerable to another snare as well. They have a tremendous capacity for reflecting on and analyzing their own feelings, but if they get too caught up in another person's plight, they can develop a sort of emotional hypochondria, seeing other people's problems in themselves, trying to fix something in themselves that isn't wrong. I'll say this, I do a lot of analyzing, mostly in the shower. I call them shower thoughts. I'll just sit there and just, think about shit like past relationships, past, mistakes I made, choices I made in life. I do tend to think about the past a lot. But but I have realized that you can't change the past, you can only change your present and your future. So, alright Simone, let's share your personality results, shall we?
Okay, so
let's do it.
My personality type is the Advocate.
Ooh.
Or INFJ.
Yeah.
So,
alright.
Got the wizard beard and everything.
Invisible wizard's beard in her case.
I got the visible Gandalf beard.
Nice.
Because I'm the wise sage.
You shall not pass! Did I get that right, or is it you will not pass?
No, you shall not pass.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I found a few things in the personality section that I thought really kind of highlighted me. And first of all, the INFJ is considered the rarest of all the types. However, they do leave their mark on the world nonetheless.
Nice.
And I'm hoping maybe I could leave a good mark on the world someday.
I think you're well on your way, ma'am.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
The cool thing is that even though they're idealistic and have strong morality, what it says here is what sets them apart is that they are not just idle dreamers, but they're capable of taking concrete steps to realize their goals and make a lasting positive impact.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
Another thing I found interesting about this was is the fact that egalitarianism and karma are very attractive ideas to advocates.
Nice.
And in fact, I do call myself an egalitarian.
Wow, do you now?
I do.
Nice.
I feel that equal rights should go to both genders and every gender in between.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Very cool.
So another thing I really liked about this was the fact that it talks about, it actually says a quote, "Every man must decide whether he will walk in the light of creative altruism or in the darkness of destructive selfishness."
Ooh.
It's by Martin Luther King.
Yes, sir. Just in time for Black History Month. Black Lives Matter.
And Martin Luther King Jr. also happens to be an INFJ.
Ah, very interesting. Yeah. What else you got?
So another thing that was really cool that I found about this was about the fact that advocates can make really easy connections. They said that their talent for warm sense of language, speaking human terms, rather than pure logic and fact.
Okay.
However, even though we can make easy connections, we're very prone to getting wiped out, basically energy-wise, and we need time to decompress, which means that we tend to withdraw sometimes, which is definitely something that I tend to do. If I come from a huge party, or I did like a speech or something, or a presentation, I'm like, I go home and I just want to sleep, or I just want to be by myself.
I hear you.
I think a few extra points that I saw that were kind of cool was the fact that we do need to take care of ourselves, which is something I tend to do because we stress out a little bit easily.
Right.
And in the last paragraph here really kind of spoke to me. It says, to advocates, the world is a place of inequality, but it doesn't have to be. No other personality type is better suited to create a movement to right a wrong, no matter how big or small. Advocates just need to remember that while they're busy taking care of the world, they need to take care of themselves too.
Wow, powerful.
Yes. Let's talk about strengths and weaknesses. What about you?
All right, I'm up. All right, so let's talk about my strengths and weaknesses as a protagonist. So one of them being tolerance. It says here, protagonists are true team players, and they recognize that means listening to other people's opinions, even when they contradict their own. They admit they don't have all the answers, and are often receptive to dissent so long as it remains constructive. Now, I will say this. I used to not take criticism very well, coming up. And even now, I'm all for constructive criticism, but if you're just criticizing just to be an ass, I'm probably going to respond in a certain way. But I will say that I am a true team player. I do believe that when people come together and bring their strengths together, it's a beautiful thing. And I don't mind chilling in the background, letting other people lead. I don't mind just being a cog in the wheel, So there's that.
I think you're a good team player.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, I feel the love. Also, it says that I'm reliable. The one thing that galls protagonists the most is the idea of letting down a person or cause they believe in. Yeah, I do consider myself reliable, and sure, I don't like to let people down, but it's not gonna ruin my whole life, because sometimes you're gonna disappoint people. It's a fact. Sometimes you're gonna not perform at your best. So I agree and disagree with that. But moving on here, it also says, now I agree with this, that I am charismatic. check this out. I like this. Here we go. Charm and popularity are qualities protagonists have in spades. Yes.
My goodness.
Hello. I ooze charisma. You know what I'm saying? What were you gonna say?
You got the pat on the head for that one.
And here it says that I am a natural leader. More than seeking authority themselves, protagonists often end up in leadership roles at the request of others, cheered on by the many admirers of their strong personality and positive vision. As I addressed before, I don't necessarily seek authority. I didn't necessarily seek authority when I was in the military, but I passed the promotion test, everything was good, and I was elevated to that rank, and I stepped up. But I never had the ambition like my dad had to be a chief, to be an E9. He was built for that, I was not. So that's the difference there. And here's a good weakness. So one of my weaknesses is that I'm too sensitive. While receptive to criticism, like I mentioned before, seeing it as a tool for leading a better team is easy for protagonists to take it a little too much to heart. I do take it to heart most times, criticism. So I admit that. It is what it is.
A sensitive soul.
Somewhat. I would agree with that. Finally, the final weakness that I have highlighted is a struggle to make tough decisions. If caught between a rock and a hard place, protagonists can be stricken with paralysis, imagining all the consequences of their actions, especially if those consequences are humanitarian. Now, this is something that, again, applied to me more in the past, but as I got older and more confident in myself, I got rid of the paralysis analysis, And I was just like, hey, I'm just gonna do it. Don't be so afraid of the what ifs. Just do it, like we said before.
Just do it.
just do it. There you go.
Like this video.
Yeah, please like the video. Comment on that. All right, Simone, let's talk about your strengths and weaknesses.
Alrighty, so my advocate strengths are one, I'm creative, which actually is very true for my case. It says combining a vivid imagination with strong sense of compassion. Advocates use their creativity to resolve not technical challenges, but human ones. People with the advocate personality type enjoy finding the perfect solution for someone they care about, and this strength makes them excellent counselors and advisors.
How fitting.
I know, considering I'm taking psychology.
Exactly. Your destiny has been foretold.
I guess it has.
Nice.
This is very true. I am creative as far as coming up with solutions for people or just trying to help solve a problem. I love solving problems. Also, I'm creative in the artistic sense. I paint, I draw, I do graphic arts, I do a lot of different things. I used to play the piano for a while and the drums too. And as well as, stories, writing. I love writing as well. So, it's just kind of all full that I like to take my creativity. The next thing I found that was definitely true was being insightful, seeing through dishonesty and disingenuous motives. Advocates step past manipulation and sales tactics and into a more honest discussion. Advocates see how people and events are connected and are able to use that insight to get to the heart of the matter.
Okay.
Now, this is really true. I tend to judge people based off of feeling and just the way they act and move and everything else. I don't really know how to describe it, but I've been able to do this. And actually, at one time, I was taken to one of my ex's business meetings because he knew that I had some weird sense of ability to be able to tell what was going on. So he would take me to this meeting, and then he'll ask me my opinion about the client that we were meeting. And he says, "What do you think of this person?" And I would tell him, I think, they're going to be really good to work with, or that person's probably going to pay you once and then disappear. And these things actually happen. It was really uncanny.
It's like her spider sense.
Yeah, it was a great spidey sense, essentially.
Nice.
So I am very insightful about people and about situations, and I tend to be more cautious as a person because of that. Now, another thing that I thought was interesting was decisiveness. Now, this is something that is kind of true, but kind of not true. I think it was less true when I was younger. I was very indecisive. It was very hard for me to make decisions because I wanted to make sure that everybody was included and blah, 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 and I didn't offend anybody. This has become better as I've gotten older, where I make decisions, and then if someone has a problem with it, we can talk it out. Maybe I'll back out on my decision once I see that they have a better view of why I shouldn't do it. Or maybe I'll say, no, I'm going to stick with it, and I like that decision. The last thing that we're going to talk about in strengths is determined and passionate. It says right here, when advocates come to believe that something is important, they pursue their goal with a conviction and energy that can catch even their friends and lovers off guard. So advocates will rock the boat if they have to, something not everyone likes to see, but their passion for their chosen cause is an inseparable part of their personality. And I think this is very true. Once my mind is locked on something, it is locked. And it's very important to me, and I make sure that I'm consistent and I go for it. So now my weaknesses. Oh man, I have so many of those. Because I'm very introspective, I do recognize I have weaknesses. One of them is sensitivity, kind of like what you were talking about with yours. I do have a little bit hard time when people challenge me or criticize me, and I try to take it with a grain of salt, but also take it personally to heart. At least the criticism part I take a grain of salt. They're just saying, oh, you're a jerk or whatever. Like, I'm like, okay, why am I a jerk?
You're a stupid head.
So I make sure that I understand what they're doing. And I do like people who actually challenge me more now than ever before, because I know it helps me grow. When people ask me hard questions and make sure that, I'm really doing something that is important and not just maybe doing something that I don't need to do.
Right.
Another thing that I saw that was actually very close to me was I am extremely private. I don't talk about my personal life at work. I don't really, it takes a long time to get to know me as a person in general because of the fact that I'm so private. What's going on is when I meet someone, I assess them. And I spend time with them and I assess them some more and see what I can trust them with and what I cannot trust them with. And as I go along, I trust them with more and I open up, like a flower.
Oh, like a blooming flower in spring.
Oh.
Damn. Beautiful.
But the reason why is because I think it's more of a sense of I don't want people to hurt me with certain information that I have about me. And I want to make sure that they're a good person with good intentions.
Right.
So, I mean, this guy knows a lot about me, so...
I do. And she knows a lot about me.
Yeah, so...
But that trust definitely took time, I guess more so her in the mind to build. But now it's here, years later.
Yeah.
How many years have you been friends now? At least 4?
I think at the very least. Yeah. It's been a while.
So we've been friends for a minute. So.
The last thing I want to talk about really is perfectionist. Yeah, I am a huge perfectionist. However, that causes some problems. You know, I've kind of toned down a little bit of that. Like, I can be a little bit at fault, you know, a little faulty. It's okay.
Just a little?
Just a little. You know, I don't widen that gap too much. But, yeah, I mean, I try to do my best in everything. I try to do as well as I can. And that, to me, is my sense of perfect. So that's how I see it now. But I am very much a perfectionist. And I do see that as a problem sometimes, or can be.
Right.
Especially while filming.
Especially while filming, yes.
That's about it.
Alright.
So, Kevin,
interesting.
What about your relationships?
Ooh, juicy stuff. Alright, so protagonist relationships, right? Protagonists take dating and relationships seriously, selecting partners with an eye towards the long haul, rather than the more casual approach that might be expected from some types in the Explorer World group. This is a laugh for me. From 2010 to, I'd say, 2018, I did a lot of casual shit, had a lot of casual flings. I mean, I had my fun. And that's not to say that I didn't try to be serious with some people, but there were a lot of factors involved. Like one girl I was dating in San Diego, and she really felt that me living in LA and her living in SD was a long distance relationship. And I really liked her, so that sucked for me. So it's a mix of some trying to be serious, mostly just having fun. So I kind of disagree with that. But that being said, the relationship I'm in now, I am committed to her fully. And I mean, I do like being in a relationship, for sure. So there's a little bit of truth in that. Let's see, what else? Oh, this is something I disagree with here. Protagonists' tendency to avoid any kind of conflict, sometimes even sacrificing their own principles to keep the peace, can lead to long-term problems if these efforts never fully resolve the underlying issues that they mask. I am not afraid of conflict. Let's just put it out there. Sometimes I cause conflict a little too much. Well, this is especially true when I was growing up. But I'm not really, I wouldn't say I'm conflict averse, but at the same time, you know, I don't know, I guess it's more like a middle ground. I feel like this is too one-dimensional, so I disagree with that. And that's all I have on relationships. Yeah. All right, Simone, let's talk about your relationships.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
So, now, some of this is true and some of this isn't. So the first part says, when it comes to romantic relationships, advocates take the process of finding a partner seriously, and this is very true for me. I personally make sure that the person I'm with is someone that I want to be with long term. So that makes me particularly picky.
Right.
Unfortunately. However, when I was younger, I didn't do that. There was a lot of people that I ended up dating that I had in my gut that I knew something was wrong, or they weren't a great fit, but I couldn't figure out what. And so I ended up in a few relationships that were okay, some of them that were bad, and some of them that were better, right? However, I learned from all these people, and you know, I wouldn't not do it again, just because I learned something good and bad from each person.
Right.
So what I wanted. Now the second part of this is not one for casual encounters. This is not true of me. Just saying, Mom, if you're watching, you don't have to watch anymore.
Let's subscribe.
But that's not true. I have had a few in the past, and I think these were all learning experiences for me as well. Plus, you know, they were fun.
Exactly, a little fun under the sun.
Exactly.
I know about that.
Now, this part's interesting. So, it says once advocates have found that someone that they can have a relationship with, and they will reach a level of depth and sincerity that most people can only dream of. I mean, that is definitely possible. However, it says getting to that point can sometimes be a challenge for potential partners, especially if they are the impatient type. Advocates are often perfectionistic and picky. That perfectionist stuff again, right?
There it is.
Yeah. See, I don't want someone who's perfect. I want someone who's perfect for me. That's the difference. And that's like, you know, they don't have to be perfect in every sense of the word.
Okay.
But yeah, so impatient people, I've had those people in the past, and I was like, nope, we're not doing this anymore. And they're like, oh. What can we just be friends? No, not even that. You're too much for me.
You're dead. You're dead to me.
Came on too strong in the beginning. You know, I don't roll like that. You know, you scared the deer away, okay?
In other words, bye Felicia. Or the male version, bye Felipe.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
So the last thing I want to talk about here that it states is one of the things advocates find most important is establishing genuine, deep connections with the people they care about. And this is very true of me. This is true of friendships, relationships, you know, anybody that I work with. I want to have that good, deep connection. And if I have a surface connection, that's fine too. However, you know, I treat people with a surface connection different than I do with a deeper connection. So
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so that's about it for me.
All right. Now it's time for our personality type conclusions. I'll start with mine. Few personality types are as passionate and charismatic as protagonists. Their enthusiasm and vivid imagination allow protagonists to overcome many challenging obstacles, more often than not, brightening the lives of those around them. Protagonist creativity is invaluable in many areas, including their own personal growth. I agree.
All right.
Simone, how about you?
So my conclusion simply states, few personality types are as passionate and mysterious as advocates.
A little similar to mine. Okay,
I know,
go
right?
on.
Your imagination and empathy make you someone who not only cherishes their integrity and deeply held principles, but, unlike many other idealistic types, is also capable of turning those ideals into plans and executing them.
Okay. Would you agree with that?
I definitely agree with that.
Awesome.
All right, so the big question is this accurate? What do you think?
Drum roll. Middle of the road. I mean, I feel like it's accurate in some spots and inaccurate in others. And again, this isn't a scientific thing, but you know, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think it was more accurate in different points in my life. So some of it was definitely accurate when I was younger, and some of it applies more to when I'm older. So for me, I thought it was a little more accurate in my case. However, different INFJs may feel differently. Or ENFJs, in your case.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
All right, heroes, that's all we have for today.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you to all of our subscribers. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, what results did you get from the test? Tell us in the comments below so that way we know what personality type you are.
Also, if any of you have a question that you want featured in a future video, let us know and we'll address it.
Yes.
Alright?
We're planning to feature.
That's right. We're all in this together. We're one big family.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And if you enjoy our content,
be sure to like, share, comment, and Falcon Punch that subscribe button.
whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, intense.
Some powerful stuff.
Indeed.
Yeah. And until next time, make sure to gain knowledge,
take action,
and
be unstoppable, baby.
Woo!